All right, what's going on? This is Coach Selby. I'm here with Stretch Expert. I know it's been a while since I made a video. I put up the last video of what was that? At Elevate. Those guys doing post school, guard school, and conditioning school. They're doing some great things down there in Delray Beach, Florida. Go check out their website. You know, we're also doing the Stretch Expert routine, Stretch Ninja. Everybody's got their karate belt. It's part of their warm-up and cool-down routine. They're still learning it. It's helping us a little bit to keep away some of the injuries, and it's definitely helping us to recover from some of the injuries. Some of the injuries that we've had have mostly been ankles. You know, we got the ankle exerciser, we're using it, trying to get it so that everybody does it at least once or twice a week. I'll possibly do a video so you can see what that looks like behind the scenes. We've had a couple groins, rib, shoulder, one knee situation. So, I mean, the whole thing with the stretching is, it's just designed to, here's the thing, if your flexibility, if you increase your flexibility, the likelihood of you getting an injury becomes less, and then if you do get an injury, it's going to help you recover faster. So increasing your flexibility is the way to go. Now, I got a couple questions I wanted to answer. Before I do that, there's a book. If you are a basketball player, you need to read Toughness by Jay Billis. And you need to also go to Google and type in Toughness by Jay Billis. It's a 6-page summary of what he constitutes as toughness for a basketball player. If you're serious about your game, you got to have that. That's part of who you are. I mean, it's just really, really good stuff. The book is well written, great stories about his years at Duke, and he talks to Bill Self and Coach Williams down at UNC, and I mean, it's really good. It's a good book. I recommend that you get the book Toughness. All right, a few questions. Is the 2-second stretch better than this 10-second static stretch? Here's my take. You got to find out for your body, okay? But what I'm seeing is the whole body Stretch Ninja routine that I put together can solve your stretching problem, basically. I like to use it in the morning, before practice, after practice, at night. That's 4 times a day. Here's the deal with static stretching. Anything that you do with your body is good as long as it's not hurting you. Now, with static stretching, you can't really see that hurt, so then it doesn't look like it's hurting you. But from my understanding, here's what's going on. Anytime that you hold the stretch over 1.5 to 2 seconds, your brain kicks in to protect itself. Try it. So because your brain kicks in to protect itself, that means that possibly static stretching is not good for you. And so it actually winds up doing more harm than good. Here's why. Because it keeps the blood out. What you want is to be able to increase the blood flow to your tissues, not push the blood out. Okay, so in 1.5 to 2 seconds, what happens is you gently pump the blood out, and then you gently let the blood come back in. That's going to warm the tissues. It's going to move the joint through a range of motion, especially once you know how ninjas stretch. Ninjas understand angles. Okay? Same thing with basketball players. You can't attack the rim straight. Sometimes you got to take an angle. You know, you still want to move north and south, okay? But you may have to make an angle in order to score. Same thing with the body. Every joint has its own angle. And so when you stretch that joint according to the angle, you're going to have greater success. So static stretching, to me, in my world, isn't as effective as the 1.5 to 2 second stretch. So, it's getting warm. So that's one thing. The main reason that people have a lot of injuries is because they're not getting enough to drink. I mean, we're talking injuries that are, for example, arthritis related, you know, itis. Anything that has itis in it means that it's a form of inflammation. Inflammation is caused by having too much acid in the body. There are 5 white guys, and I only can remember 4. Got to be careful and stay away from these guys. Sugar, flour, milk. Sugar, flour, milk. Alcohol is another acid-forming food. Sugar, flour, milk. Sugar, flour, milk. Sugar, flour, milk. And, man, I even forgot the 4th one now. So there are 5. I will find them and make sure that I do a video on them. For some odd reason, I'm shooting a blank on these. Clearly, I don't eat them, because if I did, I would remember them. So what happens with any type of inflammation around the joints? See, the joint is a base, basic chemistry right here. The joint is a base. You put acid in your body, the bones, okay, in the skeleton system need to neutralize those acids. And so it accumulates on the joints, the elbows, the wrists, fingers, knees, hips, ankles. It's called calcification. And it just hardens. And when it hardens, that means it gets stiff. And once it gets stiff, you know, now you got a problem. So what's the solution? The solution is to adapt a more alkaline lifestyle. Adapt a more alkaline lifestyle. You know, if you're doing steroids, hopefully you're not, but if you're doing any kind of drug, it's going to disturb the chemistry of the body. And that chemistry disturbance is going to affect your performance. Because at the end of the day, what you want is a more alkaline body. Okay? And that's your responsibility. You are the only person that's responsible for what you put in your mouth and what comes out. So if you know that, then start learning how to make wiser decisions. Okay? Because if you make wiser decisions, you're going to see it, you're going to feel it, you're going to sleep better. Your flexibility is going to improve. You're not going to be as sore after a workout, which is huge. Because, look, on the college level, on the level that we're training right now, these guys work so hard, you know, and their diets are really a riot. You know, they're doing milk. Oh, that was the 4th one, milk. They're doing a lot of milk, a lot of cheese, a lot of dairy, a lot of bread. I mean, that's what's available to them, and that's what they're doing. A lot of soda. All this stuff leads to acid, and it's an accumulation effect. So I hear all the time, well, I can eat anything I want. That's true. If you're under 25, once you get over 25, all of a sudden, what you've been doing for 25 years is going to start accumulating in your body. And it's going to start leading to aches and pains. You know, just look around you. Look around you and you'll see the accumulation of people's habits. And I mean, I'm one, you know, I'm going to cut this video short here in a minute, but I'm one. I got here and I didn't work out hard enough for what I was consuming. Gained 10 pounds. In fact, gained 20 pounds. Lost 10. And now I'm working to get the other 10 off. I will never let that happen again. I got lazy, you know. So, are you lazy with your fitness? You know, even though you're a basketball player, could you get in better shape? And if you are and you do want to get in better shape, then what are you going to do? I'm suggesting that you really look at your lifestyle. Look at what you eat. Look at what you do between practices. Look at how you sleep. How much do you drink? Gannon talks a lot about, look at your pee. Is it yellow or clear? You know? So we're also doing some work with mental game plan. How are you approaching this mentally? So I'll make another video about that in a couple days. I've been really busy with what's going on here. So hopefully that answers your questions. 2-second stretching is going to be, 2-second stretching is the most effective stretch on the planet, period. Okay? Now, because it moves the joint through a range of motion and it doesn't create any stress for the brain. All right? It's going to increase your blood flow. All right? So that's that. In terms of why we have pains in our joints, it's because we have the accumulation of too much toxins, too many toxins in our body. Our bodies are polluted. If your body is polluted, that stuff has got to go somewhere if it can't get out. If it can't get out, then it's got to go to the joints in order to neutralize itself. When it goes to the joints to neutralize itself, it's going to make the joint stiff. So what's the solution? You have to adapt an alkaline lifestyle. I'll talk about that some more later. Hopefully you will have a great 2014. It is the year of the horse, so get out there and start running, and I'll meet you at the top. Later.